When we speak to boys about the skills of male allyship, interestingly, a lot of young boys have already considered some of the topics around inclusion. They generally have more knowledge around these things than I think we often consider. And they are more aware of how to challenge and call out things. So sometimes it's more the scenarios that they're in rather than the skill and ability. And one really interesting thing that we see is when young boys start to realise that other boys are also thinking the same thing about seeing behaviours that are not right. So it only takes one boy to challenge something that's been said in a group to realise that often lots of the other boys are thinking the same thing and they're just waiting for one of them to actually challenge it and to say something. So it is really interesting to hear from young boys who have actually gone out of the way to help and support girls in their own lives and some of the things they've done for women, because young boys get, in some ways, such a bad rep. We don't actually realise that so many of them, with their own kind hearts, thoughtful minds, and appreciation for the people in their own lives, have actually stepped in and made a difference. So I think it's really important that we actually highlight great examples of inclusion from the many young boys that we speak to, because boys are not a problem. They do have their challenges. They're not always listened to. They are sometimes judged a certain way. But actually, what we found in our own research is 1 in 5 boys has done something positive for inclusion very recently, and actually is quite proud to talk about that. So we need to amplify those stories and realise that actually there are lots of young allies out there. Maybe we should start to tell their stories.